Hi everyone, Kim here. My apologies for running late. Oh, give everybody a moment to catch up and jump on, say hi. I do apologize for switching the time and then running late. And thank you, Gerda, for prompting me. I was caught up watching, I'm doing a Dr. Joe Dispenza online program at the moment, a recording of one of his 3-day live events in Barcelona. It's called Progressive and it's amazing. I highly recommend his work. So here we are. We are in the dark moon phase. So this is the hibernation phase of the cycle, the one where we're less out there, a little more inward, hence me running late this morning. And, this is a bit more reflective time. It's the opportunity to have a look at, how has the cycle been for us? Where do we need to make those adjustments? And I will preface this to say that this is not about self-beration. It's definitely about observation and noticing the responses that we had to certain events and how did we go with certain intentions that we set. Did we stay on track with them or did we get distracted? And the more that we work on ourselves, the subtler these changes can be. So just because they're not great big huge changes, or they can be big changes, but they can be subtleties that we notice in our behavior, in our choosing. And one of the things for me is I often forget to, or don't share with you the things that I'm necessarily doing, what I'm consuming, if you like, what I'm listening to, what I'm reading, what I'm doing for my own growth. So I want to set the intention that I share a bit more about that, because I know for myself that when I look to people on social media that I trust and have respect for, that if they suggest something that might just resonate with me. So let me go ahead and do that. I've just shared with you that I'm doing the online course with Joe Dispenza, which is a recorded course. You can do it at your own pace anytime you like. I highly, highly, highly recommend his work. And I'm also doing his meditation, Love Your Body meditation, which I started at the beginning of the year. So that is really helping me to understand and reminding me of how we, where our attention goes is exactly what is the result in our life. That's what we're creating. So what are we paying attention to? And we're all human. We're all can get caught up in in the things that we don't necessarily want to be focusing on. So it's been a really beautiful reminder for me to let go of that version of myself that's that gets caught up in the suffering and the worrying, and allow myself to create this new version of myself that's free from that, focusing on love, focusing on gratitude, focusing on the life that I am creating, the version of myself. And certainly intentions are so strong with that. So that's one thing. I've already told you that I'm doing his meditation as well, so that's covering up on that. I am journaling every single day. I'm making that commitment to myself, so that I'm noticing those little shifts, those places that I get caught up in, and the opportunities, the things in my life. Our children can be a very big piece for how we're behaving in the world. So I have my youngest son living with us at the moment, and I have my daughter ready to birth her baby. I have my daughter-in-law ready to birth her baby, and that's happening in my son's life. So where am I putting my attention? Am I holding space and being open for them, or am I doing the mama thing and worrying about that sometimes? And I definitely have been worrying about some of that, though I know that they're perfectly capable of doing exactly what they need to do for their soul's journey. So I'm journaling every day. I have just finished listening to Rebecca Campbell. She's a Hay House author. I'm just going to pull it up on Audible. I don't remember the name. She's a mystic, and if I want to, um, you know, balance out the mind things and come into heart space and the mysteries of life, I look to people like Rebecca Campbell. So this book I've just finished with her is Your Soul Had a Dream. Your soul had a dream, your life is it. And it's really beautiful. I really enjoyed that. I'm also listening to The Alchemist again. I can't tell you how many times I've read or listened to The Alchemist, and it just blows me away, that book, that I hear something different. I hear the piece that I need to hear. So, you know, I'm pulling my oracle cards when I feel. I definitely do it once a week. If I feel like I need other connection, I definitely do that as well. So these are some of the things. I've restarted turning my shower to cold at the end of my shower, so that I get that it's not an ice bath, but it's a simpler form of that. We're just at the moment watching Limitless with Chris Hemsworth on Disney. So they're all the things that I'm doing at the moment to keep me moving in the direction that I want to be going. So let me just go ahead. I'm not getting the comments up at the moment, so let me just see. And as you come on, hello everybody, let me know you're here. Morning Vicky, let me just write these down. Morning Kirby, how you going? Hi Brooke, nice to see you. I'm going to pull an overall card. Hey Elaine, hi Kerry. Let's see who else is here. Of course Vicky, you can have a card. Kerry. Catherine, nice to see you. Wow, Catherine says, well done. It sounds like you're doing great work looking after yourself. It's inspiring. Well, that's my intention, is that maybe something I share inspires you. That's the point. So I'm really happy that that's landed for you. Hi Beck, nice to see you. And Beck would like a card. Also said, just threw myself into the lake in lieu of ice bath. Perfect. So, whatever it is, these things that we get to do for ourselves, amazing, whatever resonates with us. So let me go ahead and pull an overall card, and then we'll get on and do individual readings. So let's get into it. So here comes the overall card. Whoops, there's a few jumping. Let's just settle the deck down. Nope, there's still too many coming. We just want one card. So, nope, there's still two coming. We'll just give it a moment. There we go. We've got the one card. Boundaries. So again, look here that she's got herself in this beautiful protection bubble. We've been talking a lot about protection and making sure that we're putting that energetic protection around ourselves. And also, making sure that, or paying attention to when we say yes and when we say no. That really helps us to bring awareness into where are we doing things that we don't really want to be doing? Where are we overextending ourselves? This can be balance between masculine and feminine. It can be doing to people please. It can be doing things to conform. So noticing your own boundaries and where can you make choices that are more aligned to your truth. And again, these can be really subtle edges. Life presents us with enough opportunity every day to be able to live more truthfully, more authentically our soul's journey. Okay, so now we're getting on and we're going to pull a card for Brooke. Okay, here we go. Darkness. So this is typically the dark moon card. So this is, the pathway into the darkness. And there's so much information in there. I had a dream the other night that actually spoke about this darkness and showed me the things that I am fearful of, and it's like being in that dark, so the unknown, and things coming out and surprising you. How the dream showed it to me was like in a ghost train kind of situation, though I wasn't in a train, and you know how things come out and scare you here and there. Well, life can be like that when unexpected things happen and it shocks our nervous system. So I noticed that's definitely a fear for me, and how do I then decide to work with that and to calm my nervous system and to remind myself that yes, okay, all of these shocking things have occurred in my life, but I've managed every one of them, and I am capable of doing these things. So maybe take a little bit of time for you to, pay attention to what are you fearful of. Meet that fear, meet the edge of that fear, and then on the other side of it, there's enlightenment. Look at the light that's coming in there around the moon. There's always light available. And there can be some really beautiful moments in that when we face, because we tend to push away what we feel uncomfortable about. So if we actually face it head on, then we get to understand ourselves at a deeper level. And it's not controlling us, right? Okay, Vicky. Let's see what's coming for you. And there's a card jumping out. So we're going to resilience. I think this card is for every mother, every woman, the load that we carry, and that it's just become a bit habitual. So, what are you carrying? What is the burden that you are carrying that you could stop carrying? And how do you stop carrying it? By noticing it, by actually journaling about it, and or speaking about it with somebody. If you can't quite figure out what it is, sit with yourself and ask the question, what do I feel like I'm carrying that no longer serves me? What don't I need to be hanging on to anymore? And see what comes. Journaling is a great way to do that. Meditation, sitting in nature. But it's asking of you to stand up a little taller, to release that. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. I felt that. Okay, hope that serves you, Vicky. Kerry. And I always want to be authentic too. I'm just reading your message again, Catherine, and I'm thinking, I also watch trashy TV when I feel like it, to just completely escape. So, I'm not this perfect saint that just does all the things perfectly, right? I don't ever want you to think that. But I'm more than happy to share with you the things that serve me really well. Okay, Kerry, we've got acceptance. And this is divine acceptance. The messages. Okay, so there was a lot of energy on that. The messages coming through for you. We want you to, and I'm channeling that. We want you to listen to them and place importance on them. You're second guessing yourself, and you're second guessing what's coming through for you. And you are receiving them. You are hearing the answers. You're just not believing in yourself. So this is about backing yourself. And, test it out. Try something small. If you, ask for a sign. Have I heard that message correctly? Please give me a clear, kind, gentle sign. And then stop when you notice that white feather or whatever it is for you, and go and feel it in your heart. You know the truth. You feel that here. So the more you practice that, the more you can rely on it. Okay, Beck, and then I'll do a refresh of the comments so that I catch up with everybody there. And if there's anybody else that's asked for a card and I've yet to get to you, then I will get to that. So let's... Okay, so we've got boundaries, Beck. So again, coming back into your sacred space and really listening to yourself about where are you overstretching yourself, and how can you be living more true to your journey, your story. Remember that it's your soul's journey and it looks like nobody else's. We can be inspired by others, but remember to stay true to your path. Okay, I hope that serves you. Let me do this refresh and see where we're up to. Okay. All right. Yes, please, Elaine. I missed you. So let's go there. Kirby, you didn't ask for a card, so I'll wait for you to do that. Okay, here we go. Card would be lovely if you got that. Where else are we? Catherine. Of course you can have a card, Catherine. So I've got Elaine, Catherine. Gerda and Leah. Beautiful. And thank you, Gerda. I was absorbed in what I was doing, and I had, because it's not Tuesday, had forgotten that I had put that up, so thank you. Yes, I thought so, Beck said. I love that. Okay, so let's go. Elaine. I'm going to pop a poll up today to see whether Tuesday or Thursday is a better day for the card readings. There seems to be a lot more of you on here today. Elaine is acceptance. So this is in a different way. I feel like, again, you may have forgotten to ask. There is such a big team available for all of us, you know, different angels, different archangels. And, you know, you, Elaine, have got a good understanding of, you know, different angels and different archangels for different things. So different areas, different expertise, if you like. So feel into who is the support that will, you know, support you right now to feel, and it doesn't have to be anything dramatic going on, just something that you've been feeling into. So get more clearer with who you're asking for, and really speak directly with that angel or archangel, and open that dialogue, have that conversation. Lots of information available to you to come through there. Beautiful. Catherine. Change. Change is a good thing, right? Change is, can be, we can kid ourselves that change is a bit scary, but we're changing all the time. Well, hopefully, well, we actually are, whether we, you know, pay attention to it or not. How we stay the same is if we keep thinking the same thing. So there is that quote, you know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So, you know, change things incrementally. Don't, you know, overwhelm yourself and do too big a change at once, but move with that, you know, towards that which you're passionate about. This, you know, you're looking here at this figure, she's dancing and it's red. So of the heart, right? Of the, what your passion is, what you love. Move towards it in, you know, just baby steps are fine. And I feel like we've had this card a few times for you this year. So, you know, it's encouraging you to keep going, keep moving forward, keep taking those steps. Beautiful. All right. Gerda. Oh, straight away. Peace. Feel like you're somebody that can find peace in chaos. So, you know, what is this for you right now? What is peace for you right now? Staying present in this moment, pardon me, and what's bringing you peace at the moment. So that'll be different to what brought you peace a year ago. It could be an elevated version of that, but really honouring and paying attention to what is bringing you peace. And if something is disrupting your peace, then coming back to that space and that reminder of, you know, I'm being reminded of the saying, Dalai Lama's, you know, kindness isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. I think I'm paraphrasing, there's other things, but what is the point I was making there is that the things that you do that allow you to come into peace within yourself and harmony, they are luxuries. They aren't luxuries. They're absolutely vital for your life. So no matter what's going on outside, making sure that you are prioritizing those practices and for what they are now for you, which may have changed. Alrighty. Leah. Okay, we have got acceptance. So divine acceptance in the conversational way. Are you having the conversations that you could be having from your spirit team? Are you opening up into that and reminding yourself that you have got this whole entourage of people just waiting to support you and help you to move forward in any given moment? I mean, I'm being shown a image of, standing in the line at the supermarket and just, doing an open-eyed meditation. We can bring calm and peace and guidance through in any moment, even if it's like busy and all of that outside. This is something worthy of practicing. The more we use it, the stronger it gets, and the more we learn to rely on it. And living a connected life, this is part of it. It's remembering that this is a co-creative process, that we have divine availability 24/7. We don't even have to pick up a device for it. We just get present, get into our heart space, and we ask, and we start that communication, and we listen. And we listen for the response, and then we trust the response, and we take action if it's actionable. And just to remember that that is always available for us. Okay, I hope that serves you. Let me do a refresh again. And moving up. Have I missed anybody? Please pop a yes please in the comments. Beck says, thank you, resonated so much as you said today. Thank you for sharing. Absolutely my pleasure. Catherine saying, change is a perfect card for me right now. Just home from an amazing 3 weeks overseas with a special girlfriends. Oh, lovely. Lots of great chats together about our lives and the confidence for me to make some changes now that I'm home again. Perfect. So that's that lovely confirmation that you are, taking the steps, making the moves, and doing all of that. And so often that's what the cards are doing. We know it. They're just there to, to remind us and confirm for us what we already know and believe. So fantastic. Now, anybody listening to the recording, as always, whichever card speaks to your heart, then that's the card for you today. So don't feel, if you're not here live, that you're missing out. But yeah, let me just do this refresh one more time and see if there's anybody I've missed. Otherwise, we will... Oh, there we go. Hi, Barbara, of course. Oh, there's still more. Lovely. Of course you can. Let's go, Barbara. Regina, nice to see you. You're welcome, Kerry. Thanks so much, Kim. Loved it. Leah and I are together at present. How beautiful. Enjoy that time together. That's really, really beautiful. Alrighty, Barbara. There we go. Boundaries again, Barbara. So don't overextend yourself, and particularly at this time, the dark moon. This is the time when we would be, before we were living with electricity and everything, we would be in the moon lodge if we were still bleeding, or if we were a grandma, we'd be in the moon lodge, feeding the women that were bleeding. And there would be lots of meditation, reflection. There would be prayers for guidance from the divine as to what crops to be, sowing and for the upcoming cycle. So, are you making sure that you're honouring the cycles within yourself? that you're giving yourself some quiet time, some more reflective time. You know, it's the seasons are so important because different things happen in different seasons. We're now in the southern hemisphere, just past the autumn equinox, so we're heading into the winter. It's finally starting to get a little bit cooler here in Queensland. So you know, we start to consume different things, and you know, are you paying attention to that and honouring that? So not overextending yourself is the overall message of that. Regina. Oh, and it's jumping. So we've got nourishment. So, you know, I'm going to hold this here for you to take a look at what you notice. I'm just getting this feeling of deja vu, like we almost pulled this card last week for you. And I remember you saying, if it was you, that it was the light coming down from the moon that you noticed. But notice what you notice. And how are you nourishing yourself right now? Great question for all of us to ask ourselves. How are you nourishing yourself? With all the things I talked about before, are you consuming, you know, great things? I have a beautiful client that comes to me regularly, a lovely gentleman, and he, you know, he was saying that he doesn't sleep very well at night, and I was asking him, well, what are you watching before you go to sleep? And he's watching really heavy crime. And I'm like, you're triggering your nervous system. Like, don't do that to yourself. If you, you know, if you want to sleep well, and I mean, there are people that can do that and not affect them, but most of the people that will be on here are all sensitive people. So, you know, we have a series called Heartland on Netflix. We must have watched that, I don't know, we're probably on our 6th time through, but we always put that on before we go to sleep, because it's so calming to our nervous system, all the beautiful horses, and we just love it, and it just is such a nourishing thing for us to do. So be mindful of what you're consuming and what nourishes you. So be asking yourself that, what nourishes you, Regina, right now, and make any shifts and changes that you might need to. Alrighty. Elaine. Hey Tara, nice to see you. Good reminder about co-creating. Need to get back to my own cards more regularly. Yeah, it's a really supportive thing to be doing, right? As you journal, as you set your intentions, have that confirmation and that extra guidance. You know, we're just so able often, and we forget to use the resources we have available to us. Alrighty, Taryn. And remember, if you're wanting to book any space with me, just let me know. I'm going to pop up a beautiful testimonial that I received the other day from one of the women in this group. It's just so gorgeous. So I'll let you know that, and I'll pop up the links as well. Okay, here we go. We've got darkness. So again, we're in the dark moon phase. So are you taking a little more time inwardly to reflect on, you know, how things, this is the place where we make the adjustments, right? This is the composting time. This is the time where we stop and take a breath, take stock of how the last cycle has been, and just notice that. That's information for us. It's not about self-beration, or but it is an opportunity to, you know, to notice, to count our wins, and no matter how small they are, and really acknowledge that for ourselves. And, you know, that's connecting with yourself, connecting with your heart, and allowing yourself to make sure that you haven't got anything that's left over and looping from something that's occurred within this cycle. And if you have, get out pen and paper, write it all out, get it all out of you, and then burn it, bury it, you know, shred it, whatever works for you. Don't be carrying around the things that are unprocessed into another cycle. That's the point of this time of the composting, that we let what's not needed to break down and be integrated in a new way. Alrighty. I feel like we've come to a nice place there. So thank you everybody for being patient with me today and also this week so that I could go and help my gorgeous daughter on Tuesday while we wait for our beautiful little baby girl to arrive. So yes, take some time these days here before the new moon comes in to do some reflection, just to be a little quieter, so that you're not just on all the time, and be gentle with yourselves. All right, I look forward to seeing you all again next week. Loads of love coming your way. Bye, everyone.